Do you really think that Martha's Vineyard, they cannot whip up the infrastructure to house 50 migrants? Do you think that's the case?
That's, again, over my head. And I think that's enough for now. So thank you.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. Last week, Martha's Vineyard declared a humanitarian crisis over the arrival of 50 migrants that were sent by Governor Ron DeSantis. Now, I can't fly out there to film this video because I can't afford it, but I can film this video here in Huntington Beach, California, another beautiful place in the United States. So today we're going to be asking people if they agree with what Ron DeSantis did. Let's go talk to some people. Huge shout out to our friends over at iTarget for sponsoring this video. We're talking about DeSantis dropping off migrants to Martha's Vineyard. We're seeing if people agree with it or if they disagree with it.
I agree with it 100%.
I agree with it.
Thumbs up on that play or thumbs down? Where do you stand?
I think that'd be a great idea.
It's a beautiful place.
Yes, and certainly that they would have, be welcome there. So yeah, I think that was a wonderful idea.
Double thumbs down.
Double thumbs down?
As a Florida native.
Down.
Thumbs down. So thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Why thumbs down?
Because these poor people were fed a line. They were told, oh, you're going to go there, there's going to be housing, there's going to be jobs, there's going to be education, and then they got there and no one was prepared. They were taking shelter at a church. Now they're being bused somewhere else.
Military base.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary for them.
Would they prefer Martha's Vineyard over the overflown facilities on border towns?
Maybe if there was adequate housing and opportunities to work, which is just not figured out at this point.
What about Obama's 8-restroom home on Martha's Vineyard?
Maybe. Maybe that would work out.
Why do you say thumbs down?
Because I feel the people have been used as pawns, political pawns, for his gesturing.
They wouldn't have gone if they known, I think.
If they knew that they were going to Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah.
It's not a bad place.
No, it's not, but if you're poor, it's not a good place.
If you're poor, it's not a good place? Are border towns better if you're poor?
No, but Martha Vineyard is a tiny little place.
Yeah, to help them understand what the border towns or border states are up against.
Yeah.
Because it's all fine and dandy to say, oh, we're compassionate and all that. But obviously, when they were shipped there, they had no compassion.
Yeah.
Because I think it's cruel to those people. They're using them as pawns. I think it's awful to do that to those migrants.
A lot of people are saying it's more cruel, the border policies that are incentivizing people to cross the deserts illegally, pay drug traffickers to smuggle them illegally. A lot of people are saying that the policies are cruel and that's why they did stuff. They brought attention to it, bringing them to Martha's Vineyard. Now, Martha's Vineyard's not that bad of a place, but I see what you're saying there. You don't like them. You feel as though they were taken advantage of?
Yeah, it's not fair to the people because they're sending them into another foreign place and they don't have a place there.
Okay. The Biden administration's been dropping migrants off at
San Antonio, where I live.
rural towns all over the country.
Yeah.
What is the difference between that and sending them to Martha's Vineyard, aside from it being a beautiful place?
Well, they're trying to make a political point. That's why they're sending them up there, where all the Democrats are, I guess. I don't know.
I think that it is irresponsible, and I will be one of many voters that is going to vote him out come election day.
So you're a Florida native.
Yes, I am.
You don't agree with that. Why is it cruel? The Biden administration's been sending migrants all over the country in rural cities and everything like that. Why is it cruel that he sent it there?
It's not that he sent it there, it's that he didn't give them any heads up. He promised them jobs and homes, and that was a lie. Turns out it was a lie.
He promised them homes?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are bringing up, obviously, border towns being overwhelmed by thousands
That's very true.
of immigrants in poor to middle class areas. The big question is, why do you think that they should be dealing with this and not these, the people that are advocating for the policies that are creating the crisis?
Well, we're all dealing with it to some degree. I'm not for open borders, don't get me wrong. But I don't like the way this thing was handled.
Where do you stand on that? Do you think there's just no crisis going on, or do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that?
Let them all in.
All of them?
Yeah.
Just open the borders wide open?
Yeah.
How are we going to know who and what is coming across the southern border if we do that?
You don't anyway.
You don't?
No.
Just let anything come in? Terrorists. What if a terrorist comes across?
They come in anyway.
They come in anyways?
Yeah,
So
we have more terrorists in here that are Americans that we should worry more about.
So add more?
No.
Is that really, that doesn't seem like the best argument there, does it?
No, but
All right, guys, let's take a quick moment to talk about today's sponsor. If there was ever a story that best encapsulates how bad crime has become, it's the one about Starbucks providing their baristas with active shooter training because our cities really aren't safe anymore. And while the Supreme Court has made it easier for you to conceal carry for protection, it's your responsibility to be properly trained. That is why I endorse iTarget Pro. I actually use and love this product. This system allows you to dry fire practice with your actual firearm anytime in the safety and privacy of your own home. No more inconvenient trips to the range, and you will save a ton on practice ammo. Just download iTarget's proprietary app, load the laser bullet into your firearm, and start training. Improve muscle memory, reaction speed, sight alignment, trigger control, and much more. iTarget Pro comes in all major calibers, including .223, so you can stay sharp with almost any firearm. Save 10% plus get free shipping with the offer code Klug when you go to itargetpro.com right now. This is the smartest investment in your ability to safely and effectively handle your firearm, plus it'll pay for itself in one day. That's the letter I, targetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code Klug. Take advantage of that. Let's get back to the video.
What you're saying, they're like given like a $50 gift card, they were promised jobs. Someone said they were promised housing. That's rumored to be true. Let's just assume it is, though. When it comes to the southern border and the border towns that are happening, they're completely overflown right now. These people aren't asking for this crisis, and then you bring it to a sanctuary city that's been talking about how they're so accepting of it, and then they boot them away?
Yeah, but all they need to do is give the city a heads up, right? Let them know so they can be prepared for them. It's a mad scramble right now.
Do you think that Martha's Vineyard would be accepting if they gave them a heads up and sent 1,000 migrants to Martha's Vineyard? It's the most well-connected, most successful people in the United States that don't even live there most of the year.
I don't know if Martha's Vineyard would be ready, but I do feel like pressure from the world to say, hey, we've got to spread the load for where the migrants go would peer pressure sanctuary cities and states to take in more people.
Okay. Do you really think that Martha's Vineyard, they cannot whip up the infrastructure to house 50 migrants? Do you think that's the case?
That's, again, over my head. And I think that's enough for now. So thank you.
Is it preferred that they stay in poor border towns, though? I mean, a lot of people are saying this because they're seeing that they were dropped off at an elitist place, right? And that's why it was a big deal. But it's not a big deal when they're at like border towns or other towns?
It's problematic everywhere. Come on, let's go. You've put that into 1,000 other issues. Migrants. No, that's one of 15, 20, 30, 40 divisive issues. That's just a divisive issue. So I'll flip that around.
Divisive issue?
Yeah, it's
or current issue.
Well, there's a lot of current issues. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, almost every current issue we have now seems to be divisive, but in either way, yeah, is that a problem? Sure, that's a problem. Of course that's a problem. We have a lot of problems. That's one of them.
That's the one that we're talking about today.
Right,
that's why.
Okay, well,
I talk about all issues.
I don't know the answer to it because these poor people are leaving scary countries. So, they're desperate. They're desperate. And I don't know what the answer is.
Does the answer seem as though we just take everybody in?
No, you can't do that either.
On that, I think nobody really wants to see people being used to make a political point. However, it seems as though on the border, what we're seeing is records of illegal immigrants coming across the border, Border Patrol overwhelmed, facilities overflown right now. El Paso, there's migrants, including children, sleeping on the streets because they can't house this many people. And then the country erupted over 50 migrants being sent to literally the wealthiest, sanctuary city, one of the wealthiest sanctuary cities in the U.S., if not the. So a lot of people are seeing this as hypocritical, and to be honest with you, I kind of agree with a lot of that.
And I know some of them, they say they wanted to go, blah, blah, blah.
Martha's Vineyard's not a bad place to be.
Oh, no, it's not. Absolutely not.
Do you think they would rather be there, or do you think they'd rather be at one of the border towns?
I think they
sleeping on the street.
Well, agreed. I think that some of them are bad people. I think some of them are seeking asylum. I think some of them are just wanting to make a better life for themselves.
The majority of them, I think most of us would agree that they're just trying to make the better life for themselves. We understand that. But, a country, a sovereign nation needs to have borders that work. So did you hear about DeSantis sending 50 migrants to Martha's Vineyard?
I did.
Did you like that or no?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Vacation spot?
Yeah, because they do that to our countries too.
They send you guys to really, really rich neighborhoods?
In our countries, they come and take over our beaches. They took away our nice spots to make them into resorts. So now you guys know how it feels when you guys want to displace your local people on the beaches, making your little nice resorts, and not giving locals a chance with their jobs.
Doesn't tourism provide jobs for locals?
No, it doesn't.
Did you hear about that?
I support DeSantis all the way. He should be our president.
He should be our president?
Yes.
CNN the other day, they were mentioning that there were similarities between what DeSantis did and the Holocaust.
He's an idiot. They're idiots.
No comparison.
Just tell me, how could they possibly compare those two?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
One was voluntary. DeSantis had them all signed voluntary. He told them where they were going. So they said, yeah, we'll go. So how is that comparable to the Holocaust situation where they went there completely involuntary, knew they were going to get slaughtered? The people that are being sent there know they are not going to get slaughtered.
Maybe a better life.
Yeah.
Martha's Vineyard is
we could
pretty
never
serious.
afford it. Yeah, we could never afford it.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a very nice area, but that is a quantum leap above this area even. It's a shame that they're taking the position that they are.
Your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I don't give a lot of credibility to CNN. I think this is just another way for them to sensationalize something. And when you look at the credentials of some of their journalists, they're truly based on non-facts. I don't give credence to a single word that CNN says, so I don't really have a thought on that. Never heard of it because I don't pay attention to what they have to say.
Our current White House press secretary, she was mentioning how she was comparing what DeSantis is doing and Abbott's doing to like human smugglers. Do you agree with that at all or no?
Not really. I mean, I don't think Martha's Vineyard is, a place that you can connotate to something like Auschwitz, or I've heard other stuff be bantered about like that. It's not even apples to anything. Right. So I think that's a mischaracterization.
Okay. I'm getting people's thoughts. Do you agree with that move or no?
Agree with the move?
Yeah.
Sure. I kind of do agree with it. It's a blue state, right? So they're not on the border, so they should share in the burden of, these migrants that need our help. So
some people are calling for Ron DeSantis to send thousands more to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Sounds like you agree with that.
Yeah, sure, why not? It's a taste of what happens in our countries.
Different reasoning, but okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. What are your thoughts about the current border crisis going on right now? Have you heard much about it?
Yeah, yes, that's bad. That's just bad. We don't know who really is coming in. I know a lot of these people need help, but this is not a way to do it. We can barely even help or support our own country here. There's a lot of homeless people who need help. There's a lot of crisis here that we need to take care of first.
So America first, then worry about bringing in 200,000 plus migrants per month?
Yeah, let's take care of our people first here.
Yeah, the last couple of years, the federal government has been dropping off migrants in many rural towns around the country as they await court hearings and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. I know it's at a political point to send them to Martha's Vineyard, of course.
Of course.
Absolutely. But yeah, they need the Democrats in these big cities that aren't dealing with this need to understand what everyone else is in the border states. It's political, of course, but I mean, Martha's Vineyard's not a bad place to go. So yeah, if you're going to send me somewhere, send me there, right?
When it comes down to it, the border was under control from Trump-era policies. Remain in Mexico was incredibly effective. Did you not think so?
I don't, and I think that he was divisive.
And I understand. I would imagine maybe you lean more left. I totally see where you guys are coming from. That's fine. However, when it came to Remain in Mexico, when it came to his Trump-era immigration policy, immigration plummeted under Trump. They were dealing with like 35,000 crossings per month. Now they're dealing with 200,000+.
It's not right either way. However, this whole thing with Texas DeSantis, who's being seen as a hero to many, I don't find him as a hero.
Why do you think they're doing it then? You think it's just for political points?
Pretty much. That's how I feel about it.
Because they can't do anything about this. This is a federal issue. A lot of people, including myself, I would look at it and say they're using this to gain not only the media's attention, which hasn't been paying attention to it, but also the Biden administration.
They're trying to send a message.
Right.
But I don't know that it's the right way to do that.
How else would you prefer that they do it? Border towns are completely overrun right now, and these are poor to middle class, largely Hispanic communities that can't handle this influx of migrants.
I guess a lot of it had to do with the timing. I don't like the timing of it. I just
Before
feel
the
it.
election.
I feel it's yeah. I think it's propaganda.
The immigrants do a lot more good to the U.S. than bad.
They do a lot more good.
Yeah, they contribute. They work
Oh,
hard.
I have no doubt that a lot of them contribute. No doubt. I don't know that our systems can handle 200,000 plus per month. I'm not sure if any society can survive that. I mean, Martha's Vineyard couldn't even survive 50.
Look, in 1890s, there were millions per month coming in from Europe.
We have a lot more social services than the 1890s now, though, don't we?
We do. So we're more fit to handle them now than they were back then.
Right. It costs more money was more of the point.
Yeah. Okay.
And service and
yeah, but we should help those poor people if we can.
Is that a realistic possibility for us to help anybody and everybody that wants to come across? I mean, if we just let everybody come through the country, we just take care of the world's issues?
Probably not. It's a little extreme.
A little extreme.
I think it's a way to create awareness to mainstream. I think too many people that are not affected firsthand by the problem aren't aware of the realities of it. So this is a way to bring the reality to a table that where most people would normally not be exposed to it.
Yeah.
And I think that it is indicative of a far greater problem tied into the local administration that we have now and their hidden agendas. So kudos to DeSantis.
I don't like that, that it was a political stunt, yeah, but I love the attention it's drawn to the hypocrisy of the liberal left.
Somebody was saying that it was very cruel that they showed up to Martha's Vineyard. Other people are saying that the border towns that are being overflowed are worse than Martha's Vineyard. You just like the messaging that it sent, the attention that it drew.
I agree. I'm on the bubble. I think it was cruel. But again, I like the message that it sent. I think it gave a good message, and it brought a lot of attention that was needed. Nobody was talking about this, and it was an issue with the prior administration. It's become a significant issue under the current administration. Nobody's been talking about it until now. So I'm on the bubble.
Okay.
But again, you as an American, you have to kind of appreciate the attention that it's bringing to the failures of this administration. Who's the czar of the border? Kamala Harris. She doesn't know what the F is going on in her own border.
All right, everyone, that is it for today. So we actually came across a surprising amount of people that definitely disagreed with what Ron DeSantis did. Now, my question is it worse what he did, or is it worse having border policies that are encouraging people just to walk across our southern border illegally? Let me know down in the comment section below. You guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next time we post. We'll catch you guys next time. Hello, Eli. Hello, Chewie, short for Chewbacca.